The Karate Kid is the story of Daniel, a violent sociopath who moves to a California town and begins tormenting a local boy and his friends. Johnny is a high school senior with a commitment to atone for past mistakes and move his life forward in a positive direction.
No, ex-degenerate, man. 8 a.m. tomorrow, I'm a senior. I've got 1 year to make it all work. And that's what I'm gonna do, make it work.
They are destined to meet when Daniel's neighbor invites him to a beach party, where he becomes instantly obsessed with Johnny's newly ex-girlfriend, Allie.
And I.
After a courtship ritual consisting solely of creepy, unbroken eye contact, he approaches her, only to be summarily rebuffed. Johnny arrives to patch things up with Allie, but the discussion becomes heated.
Well, I want to talk to you, all right?
Now, I want to be clear about this. What Johnny is doing is not okay, and he should respect her wish to be left alone.
Yeah.
Johnny is, in the end, a flawed hero.
Uh-huh.
But one thing he is definitely not doing is getting violent. Daniel, however, seeing an opportunity to insert himself into Allie's life, chooses to escalate the situation, demanding the return of Allie's radio. Frustrated and heartbroken, Johnny complies with Daniel's request, and in the heat of the moment, pushes him down. Daniel now has the radio, and Allie is still in no danger. Nevertheless, he attacks Johnny, who merely steps aside.
Well, because he bitched him. You can't just let somebody bitch you. He bitched him. If somebody pushes me like that, bitches me in front of all these high schoolers, bro, I gotta square up, bro.
To knock himself to the ground twice.
I didn't do anything.
But when Daniel refuses to let it go, Johnny must use force to
Because he's not a pussy, bro. Only pussies are staying down.
end this violent outburst for the safety of everyone present. So what is Daniel's response to Johnny's non-aggression? Pow! A sucker punch right to the mouth.
Yeah.
Johnny defends himself, as is his legal right,
Yep.
and then de-escalates the situation by leaving the scene entirely. The next day in school,
That doesn't make him a good person, though. He started that. He never had to push him. He could have said, "Yo, bruh, what you trying to do, bruh? Get off my girl, bruh." And then Daniel would have been like, "All right, bruh. Well, I wanna fuck her, bruh." You know, shit like that.
Daniel trips while playing sport ball. Rather than accepting that occasional bumps and bruises will happen during playtime, Daniel instead
No, it wasn't an occasional bump and
playing
bruise.
sport ball. Rather than accepting that occasional bumps and bruises will happen
He purposely tripped his ankle and didn't go for the ball.
during playtime, Daniel instead externalizes the blame onto Johnny's friend Bobby and proceeds to ground and pound him in
Oh, you punched the shit out of him.
MMA style. A few days later, Daniel attempts to enroll at a karate school, obviously intending to up his game so he can get revenge on Johnny. Put it this way, how would you feel if someone picked a fight with you, lost, and then went out the next day and bought a gun? Well, that's exactly how Johnny feels when Daniel shows up at
He's spinning the block.
Cobra Kai, so he decides to send a message. Your violence will not be tolerated, because Johnny knows what can
He could have died, bro. He could have died.
happen when you teach karate to a person with a bad attitude. Months go by, and no one bothers anyone. Clearly, this conflict is over.
Yep.
Until Daniel, unprovoked and for absolutely no reason,
He was wrong for
drenches
this.
Johnny with
Yeah.
water in the middle of a school function, ruining his night.
But he was doing drugs. You have to say no to drugs, kids.
Add irony to injury, Johnny was at that very moment sparking up a J, which is just about the least violent thing you can do.
A weasel snagged the bee. All right.
But I digress. Daniel has crossed the line this time, and he knows it.
Yep.
After causing a multi-car collision, he flees into the night.
Yeah,
There
that's
is no
fucked up
telling
too.
what further damage this unbalanced and violent individual will do, and once again, it falls on Johnny to contain Daniel's fury. After
Yeah, but he fucking, what do you call it? He gangbanged him, bro. Pause. He jumped him with his homies, bro.
local busybody, karate master, and child batterer Mr. Miyagi intervenes,
Child
Daniel
batterer.
convinces him that this is somehow all Johnny's fault. So they go to Johnny's sacred place, the Cobra Kai studio, and challenge him to yet another fight. Johnny accepts the challenge and even agrees to refrain from defending himself against any more of Daniel's unprovoked aggression until the match.
No one touches the prima donna until the tournament.
Daniel, of course, sees this as a license to continue to harass Johnny in public with impunity.
Alright, watch this.